Welcome back to She Can, where role models inspire by sharing their lessons learned, their stories, and their insights to support others. And I'm very happy to talk to Crystal Yang today. Crystal, welcome to She Can. You're the co-founder of Perky, an inspired beauty company, where you help all affected by breast cancer heal with tattooing, and you're based in San Antonio in Texas. You're a registered nurse and you specialize in medical micropigmentation catered to the cancer community, including nipple areola restoration, scar and stretch mark camouflage. We are Perky on Instagram, and you are helloperky.com is your website for people to find you. Tell us a bit more about yourself, Crystal, and how you feel you got to where you are today.
Hi, Stephanie, and thank you for having me and Perky on your channel. Yes, myself and my partner Courtney, we're both registered nurses. I grew up here in San Antonio, Texas, and how I got to founding Perky definitely is through the inspiration from my family. Every female on my mother's side has been diagnosed with breast cancer. So yeah, so my mom, my aunt, my grandmother. So watching them go through their journeys, through their surgeries and treatments was a huge inspiration in becoming a nurse, and then definitely focusing in women's health, and then realizing that the nipple tattoo for such a long time had been such an afterthought
Mm.
in the eyes of doctors. And then I think even the patients didn't know what to expect with it. Lo and behold, we realized that that nipple tattoo holds so much weight in, in offering a degree of closure in their journey. So giving them a really great result and a great experience is everything to us. So we're definitely thankful to be here. And then we thought, what else can we do with our tattoo pen for the survivor, for a breast cancer survivor? So then we started offering scar camouflage. Everyone has a different relationship with their scars, but some want to show them, but maybe there's some that you want to cover in camouflage. And then we thought of a survivor who has to undergo chemotherapy or hormone therapies that can affect your eyebrows.
Mm.
And your eyebrows are so, you know, important for your facial structure. So then we offer eyebrow tattooing as well. But Perky is just a safe space created specifically for the breast cancer community to get tattoos in a beautiful environment where they just feel heard and empowered. And we're really motivated to give great results.
I mean, beautiful. Crystal, how beautiful is that to have an incredible service to women who are sort of in a phase of their life where they don't feel so seen and so heard
Hmm.
and not strong. So tell us a little bit about that. Your main learnings, Crystal. You've been doing this for a while. What do you feel your tattoos do for the women that you support with this?
Yeah. Superficially, it's a tattoo. A lot of women, once they've gone through so much treatment, so many surgeries, it's expensive.
Yeah.
So then the tattoo they kind of put on the back burner because it's a little bit of an extra cost. It's an extra, procedure, and they're over it at that point. Many of them are over it. So they put it on the back burner. So we have many women that come to us 5, 10 years out that they've lived without nipples and they finally decided to do it. Um, so I learned a lot from those patients in particular that they've lived for years without the nipple, and then they come and get it, and they're like, wow, I did not realize how much I needed this.
Mm.
Walking past the mirror without the nipples, like whatever, they could be topless wherever. They kind of felt desensitized to their chest.
Yeah.
And then once they have the nipple tattoo, once we're able to offer them that and give them the result, now when they walk past the mirror, they feel the I need to I have, they've reconnected mentally with their chest. Um, and that's so amazing to be able to provide a sense of completion, a sense of wholeness to our clients.
Crystal, it's a deeply personal story for you because you have a real family background of breast cancer. So, talk to us a little bit about your challenges. What are the challenges? You've obviously created a business out of a need you saw from a lot of women going through this. What do you feel are your challenges along the way of, becoming a nurse, becoming an entrepreneur, opening up your own sort of studio to provide these services with Perky?
Um, I think being doubted as a young female nurse, entrepreneur, not a physician.
Mm,
So some people will look down upon that fact alone. Um, and then another challenge is on social media, constantly being censored, um, whether it's social media, YouTube, and it's censoring the voices of these survivors, the education that they deserve, the knowledge that they deserve to have so that they can make the appropriate decisions for themselves, for their bodies. Um, so it's a shame to constantly be put in this category of over sexualization
mm.
when really we're just trying to be in a category of empowerment, of female empowerment, of empowering survivors to take back what cancer took from them. So it's such a shame that, you know, I don't know if it's AI who's doing all of this censorship or if it's some person, but it's just such a shame because this is knowledge that women deserve to have because breast cancer is on the rise at this point. So more and more people are going to need this knowledge, and this resource.
Yeah, and just know this is something that is available and out there. And to be honest,
Yeah.
I've interviewed many women who, in one way or another, have been affected by breast cancer, and I've never heard of the possibility of just tattooing it on, right? Because
Mm.
it's a real important solution to someone who's been through possible chemo, lots of operations. It doesn't need another set of operations. It's a tattoo. And so
Hmm.
it's a real solution, Crystal. And I think let's talk about the censorship a little bit. So you get censored on Instagram, you get censored on YouTube, your channel was taken down. I believe you're currently trying to get it back with lots of things that you're throwing
Yeah.
at it and people who give you their opinions and you're collecting signatures, etc. It's something that needs to be out there because it's really in the education space. It's nothing sexual. And so
Right.
yes, I'm sure it's the algorithm, it's the AI, it's all of that. I mean, we can barely get our stories out there because they have to do with women. So let alone nipples of
Right.
breasts of women, right? So
Right.
let's talk about this a little bit. How do you react to this? What is your strategy or plan in trying to that's really an uphill battle. I mean, you're up against an algorithm of a massive tech company.
Yeah. Well, what we've done thus far, when the YouTube page was taken down or channel was taken down, we got on change.org to get to, rally up signatures to petition it. So that has been helpful. So thank you to everyone that has signed. And we plan on just continuing to post. We continue to post our results and our education on social media. Um, and we're just going to continue to fight and hope that our voice is heard for women, and men all over the world that need this service. And then we're open to any other suggestions. If anyone wants to help us, please reach out. info@helloperky.com, email us and let us know. Because, Courtney and I are nurses by trade. Everything else, every other hat that we wear, we learn along the way.
Yeah.
We're learning this marketing along the way, being a business owner, now fighting against YouTube, all of this, we're just taking it as it comes. So any advice is always appreciated.
Yeah. As we all do, Crystal, we're all learning as we go.
Yeah.
What does success look like for you? What does it mean? When do you feel like, oh, I'm winning?
Oh, every day. Honestly, last week I had a client was like, "Do you enjoy coming to work?" And I was like, "Yeah, girl, I love coming to work." And when I wake up, I don't see it as I'm going to work. I'm like, I'm going to Perky. You know,
Mm.
Perky is such a success. I feel so honored and blessed to have been able to create this safe space, and every client that we touch is a success. One woman who feels complete after having a service with us, that's a success.
Mm.
And then just connecting with them, they've all become part of our little Perky community. Hearing their stories, it's so humbling when our clients are so vulnerable with us, because this is a very vulnerable service to have, journey to have to go through. Um, so I mean, I hope we're here for years to come because I think we're doing great things.
Yeah. So what is it like when a woman comes through the door? How do you, because it's not just the act of tattooing someone, it's being
Mhm.
connected to this person in a vulnerable way because people have to expose their vulnerabilities, right? It comes often with stories, I'm sure. What is it like?
So to come to Perky, I can give you kind of a little insight on what it's like to have an appointment at Perky.
Yeah.
You walk through the doors and Courtney and I are here to greet you. And, sometimes I say, okay, you're going to be in the hot seat for the next 2 hours. But really, it's just having a place where you feel comfortable to be you and you don't have to hide any of your scars or anything that you've been through. In fact, I want you to show them off and highlight it and tell me how a blessing that Courtney and I are nurses, because a lot of tattoo artists who offer nipple tattooing are not nurses.
Mm.
So not only are we nurses, but we have a background, like, I mean, over a decade of experience of working with breast reconstructive patients. So we genuinely know the canvas that we are tattooing, the scars that we're tattooing over, the type of tissue, the type of trauma that that patient has gone through. We understand because we had been there for so many years with them along the journey. And now we're here focusing on that final step, the nipple tattoo. So my hope for all of our clients is that they truly feel safe, um, and secure in our hands. And we see it in that when they get off the chair, that they're feeling confident. So the experience is, the way we created Perky is we wanted it to be warm and inviting, not sterile and cold like doctors' offices tend to be. Um, because prior to Perky, options for nipple tattoos was either at your doctor's office or maybe at a traditional tattoo parlor.
Mm.
That's perhaps not the ideal location for a breast cancer survivor to get this sensitive service rendered.
Yeah.
So to have a space that was created specifically for that warm, safe, inviting, um, I really hope that resonates with our clients, and I think it does.
Yeah. Crystal, so what would you say are you most proud of to date?
I am so proud of, I mean, it amazes me how many women have found out about Perky, how many physicians have found out about Perky and come to us or refer to us. Women from all over the nation here in the US. We've had a few international, and that's amazing because I was just hoping to help our local community. But lo and behold, through social media, through marketing, and through word of mouth, now we're able to be a relevant name within this breast cancer community. Um, and I am so proud, especially for those word of mouth referrals, because that means that that woman had a good experience and she wants to share it with someone else. That does not go unnoticed. That is so humbling. And Courtney and I really appreciate that.
Krista, so from your experience, what tips would you give to a woman who's listening and is on this journey? You know, she might be right at the beginning of her journey, maybe just diagnosed. What tips would you have for her? Or for him, because this is not just
Yeah,
a women's illness, right?
predominantly female, but yeah, men too. There's so many tips. Number one is know that you're not alone. Never, ever, ever think that you're alone in this journey because there's so many people that have already gone through it or that will go through it after you. So there's such a community out there for you to reach out to and find guidance, support, mentorship. There's so many businesses now. I mean, just like Perky that are here created just for you. Um, you are enough. You are not cancer. Cancer does not define you. So try really hard throughout your journey to hone in on yourself and not to lose yourself. Because cancer will try to take so much from you, but don't let it. Remind yourself that you're enough and that there's people out there to support you, to get you through it so that you can get back to who you are, who you want to be. And it's going to be different, after the journey, right? You're going to be changed, but that's okay. Just make sure that you still love that person.
Beautiful, beautiful, Crystal. Thank you. So, what plans and goals do you have for Perky? How do Courtney and you sort of plan out? Do you plan out the year? How do you work as a business, as co-owners?
Mhm. Oh, I love Courtney. She's so great. She does a lot of the marketing, or she does the marketing for Perky. So definitely that's a huge asset. We take things day by day. We do make plans. In fact, right now I'm in the process of becoming a nurse coach.
Mhm.
So that's where I will help survivors who are interested in creating impactful change in their life, goal setting, whether that be at diagnosis or within their survivorship. But that way they can maintain a good quality of life. And take back their health and well-being, during cancer, before or after. So that's a plan that we have. And we have a few, campaigns going on right now. I can't say too much, that we're planning out, but we're excited.
Crystal, so what takeaways would you like our listeners to have from your story?
For your listeners, definitely to go sign change.org, sign our petition. Um, I want your listeners to acknowledge the struggle that survivors have to go through just to be seen and be heard. Um, it's so empowering for them to be able to showcase their story, their scars, on social media, on YouTube, so that they want to find purpose within their diagnosis. And one of those main purposes is being able to help the next woman that's diagnosed. And by silencing our voices, by censoring them, it's limiting them from being able to do that for themselves and for the next person that's going to be diagnosed. So really, I think just holding space and empathizing with what this community has to go through, respecting it, cheering them on. When we're posting a healed nipple tattoo, like that was potential closure for that woman in that
Mm.
photo or in that reel. So maybe just giving them some support and, respecting everything that they had to go through. And you just don't know. So many people are affected by breast cancer, maybe people at work, people at your church, maybe in your friend group, and you just may not know. Maybe they dealt with it privately. So I think just holding space for this community, this amazing community.
Crystal, you're amazing. Thank you so much for coming on
Yes.
She Can, for telling your story. I want everyone to go out and follow We Are Perky. Look them up on helloperky.com. What a transformative, beautiful business you set up to hold space for women, but mainly women at vulnerable times, to find closure and healing with this incredible service or services that you offer. I really want to honor you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.